Maurice Smith told me one time that he'd been on the mat with some strong guys, including Mark Coleman, and he said that Ken Shamrock was the strongest guy he'd ever been on the mat with.
I wanted to see if Shamrock really was who, he was made out to be, and he was. I mean,
He was.
he's so damn strong. Have y'all ever worked out with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the most strongest freaking guy you ever seen in your life?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mr. Briscoe knows very well Danny Hodge, from Oklahoma, legendary strength.
Yeah.
I always thought Ken was like that. Ken had that strength of his hands. It's just when you feel him, you know that something's different about this guy when you're out there with Shamrock.
Yeah, he's like Gene LaBelle. Gene LaBelle, he says,
Right.
every time you touch that person, you hurt him.
Right.
That's it. He'd crush you when he shook your hand. He'd, laugh and slap your shoulder, knock it out of place. Yeah, you hurt him every time you touch him. And that's how Ken is. Just an amazing athlete.
For the life of me, I couldn't find the quote, and I really wish I could. It may have been Gabriel Gonzaga, but it was someone in MMA who said that they had grappled or sparred with every big major heavyweight, from Brock Lesnar to everybody else, and he said that you were stronger than Brock. You were the strongest person he ever grappled with. I hope it's the right person I've just said there. Having said that, how much could you lift in your absolute prime? What were the biggest benches, squats, deadlifts?
I did 605 and I weighed 227 pounds in a bench press. Yeah. I squatted 560. I deadlifted 700 pounds. So, and it's just all talk. Like, I'm just telling you, so no one has to take what I'm saying for true. But you talk to people down in Mooresville, North Carolina, where I was working at Adam's Gym down there in pro wrestling. That's where I did the bench press. They'll tell you, So I've been gifted with strength. That's what helped me through a lot of my earlier in my career before I knew a whole lot of technique. Strength is what got me through, and I was able to dominate just on strength. And then came my technique. As I got older, I lost the strength, no question. My strength went away because of the shoulder. I blew out a shoulder. I blew out a knee. Those things, when those things happen, that strength deteriorates. And so a lot of people in the end of my career, if I was saying this, would say, man, he wasn't that strong. Well, of course not. I was 52 years old or 51 years old or 46 years old with injuries on top of it. So you weren't able to judge that properly. But I even worked out with one of Tyson's mitt guys. And he told me the same thing, that in every one of my punches, whether it was a jab, a right hand, a hook, an uppercut, I had power in both hands, and and even equivalent as Mike Tyson.
Could you give me maybe a typical workout of maybe time, reps, that kind of thing? How would you really attack the gym if you're going to have a proper gym day?
For strength only, if I was just going in just to try to get a strength workout in,
Absolutely.
It would be 5. It would actually start out as a warm-up, doing anywhere from 10 to 12 with lightweight, and then I'd drop it down to 5, and I would do a ladder where we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back up again, with actually decreasing the heavy weight from the 1, actually starting at 5, and then going heavier, all the way up to 1, and then staying with that 1, doing it one time, and then the next time, each time taking off 10 pounds and doing 2.
Do you these days? Do you just do 10 sets of 10 German volume or something like that, where it's just a lot easier on your body, that kind of thing? How's your workout changed over the years?
Yeah, now it's definitely all high reps, maintenance, nothing heavy. For me, it's just maintaining what I already have. Now, obviously, if I go into a training camp or something like that, where I'm going in and I'm going to do a pro wrestling thing, I would increase my weight. I would start putting on a little bit more size, at the same time increasing my conditioning. So it all changes depending on what I'm doing. But right now, as we sit, where I've got nothing really planned, all I'm doing is maintaining what I have, and that's just doing reps.
Welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Eamon Khan. Pleasure to be joined by one to tick off the list for sure. So many ways to describe this man, amassing accolades around the world. UFC Hall of Famer, the world's most dangerous man. Forget HBK. This is Mr. VBK, Ken Shamrock. Ken, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me.
Even better to be speaking to you, Ken. First of all, look, you're in incredible shape, to put it lightly. How are you keeping yourself in such physical condition?
Just maintenance. I don't, like I said, I don't spend a whole lot of time in the gym, but I go in 2-3 times a week and just hit some of the muscle areas and do some cardio, and I'm good.
Well, you're putting it very lightly. It's a very tough task when I try to do it, but consistency might be the key, and you've been doing it for many, many years.